pilot out
Uh,
with some experienced pilot. I sat in the right seat, and everything was backwards.
yeah.
I bet that pilot there is still cursing me. It was all over the sky. I had no control. I couldn't figure out. Everything was uncoordinated, and it was a terrible experience. I didn't even think about the war. Just trying to look confident.
So you had to do everything opposite the other seat.
Yeah, and everything was uncomfortable. Everything was different. It was crossing.
Yeah.
But their theory was, the higher command, that if they sent out the first pilot with an experienced pilot wartime, that to prove something, that one, you were capable of not breaking up or panicking, and the learning from the experienced pilot that this is the way it is. But that was foolish. I think, from my mind, I could have sat in the left seat, take the crew up, and do just as well.
On your first mission.
Of course.
Yeah.
I say that.
So then when they flew their first mission, you had one under your belt. And
No, I did not. But this time, I was there in 45, as I said. I don't know if they had any crews, new crews coming in. I'm not sure. Well, they didn't send them with me anyway.
Yeah. So your first mission was over what city?
No idea. I was trying to figure out.
You kept trying to figure out how to fly the plane.
Left hand to do with the right hand.
Opposite side. Yeah. Yeah.
What an awful experience. That's an awful experience.
So that you came back, did he comment on anything, the pilot? The experience?
He never said a word. I think he was really unhappy. Unhappy. And I would be too. I would have been too, because he had to do most of the flying.
Yeah.
Or if he didn't do the flying and I was there, then he had to worry, what, we're going to crash into something or go into a dive or who knows what.
Yeah.
It was a trap. That I can think of.
When was the first time you got attacked by fighters?
We never were. I don't know that either. I have to plead ignorance here, because the gunners would know. I was told, the crew chief told me he saw a jet go by.
Wow.
And the turret couldn't keep up with it.
Yeah, the jet's
But he didn't bother us as such.
Yeah.
See, the nice thing about piloting and being a first pilot is I can take the controls and then just concentrate on in fact, my whole mind is just doing flying.
Flying.
So I don't think of anything else, and so you block out these things. Now, I think the gunners who sat there anxiously awaiting probably had greater stress than I did, in a sense.
On the intercom, would they say, we got bandits coming in at 6?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't think flak was our greatest threat.
Yeah.
And flak was heavy, because as the Germans retreated, they took all their guns and they kept bringing them to the cities, like Berlin and others.
So the lead ship, were you in the lead ship at times?
No, I never been lead.
No, yeah.
Always on the wing.
On the wing.
One of the troops.
So how far in advance could you see flak? Was it pretty far out?
You can see it pretty good. Oh yeah, it was there. When they turned orange, that's the time to start to work.
You turn orange.
In other words, you see the blast. Most of the time it was black puffs, which spent. But when they saw the orange, then we say, wow, we're getting close now.
Yeah.
But the big thing is, at least I think, that if you just concentrate on what you're supposed to do and put everything else out of your mind.
You did your job and you came home safe and sound.
Yeah, that's important.
Yeah. Did you lose many planes from your formation ever?
No idea.
Yeah. They just kept concentrating.
Again, I just concentrate on one mission, one duty.
Yeah.
And forget everything else.
Yeah.
If you dwell too long on any possibility of damage or being shot down, then that'll get you. That is.
Yeah. And time kind of flew by. Did time fly by?
Fly back?
No. Did it go fast? Your time over there?
Oh yeah. If you lived through it, it was an exciting time, of course.
Yeah.
If those that didn't or were prisoner of war, then it was a horrible experience.
Yeah.
Like everything, the benefits are, if you live through it without injury, then it was great.
Yeah.
Like I sit here now and I say, hey, yeah, I had a good time.
Yeah.
Not really, but
They were working you pretty hard.
after it's over.
After it was over, but they worked you pretty hard, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now somebody mentioned about B-17 being obsolete, which it was, but it was a mass. They had so many,
Yeah.
they could send over 1,200 airplanes in an afternoon, and then just saturate. So they didn't have to carry as many bombs as 29.
Yeah.
But the very fact there were so many of us, that the end result was, yes, we did devastate the cities and towns or whatever,
Yeah.
and even the pastures.
Yeah. Killed a few cows.
Yeah, yeah, it's always, it's an experience, obviously.
Sure. Yeah.
But as far as I know, none of the crew and myself included, we never talked about disaster or every man seemed to be suited and doing their duty and coming back.
And you did your duty.
But not so much coming back as say like back to the States or home or anything, but just coming back from that mission.
Yeah.
Was the big
Yeah. Did you think about home at all? Coming home?
Well, you think of home, of course. But,
Yeah.
And family. Not a matter of saying, oh, I want to get home now.
Yeah.
Or I can't wait to get home. Things like that.
Yeah.
See, like they said when you were drafted, you're here for the duration. So the duration means when the war is ended, then we were free to go.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
Yeah.
Which is good. But you live day to day. And then if there's a tomorrow, then you live that day.
One day at a time.
Hopefully there isn't tomorrow.
Absolutely. And
So,
you did a good job. And did you flew over Europe when it was after the war? Didn't you? Did you get a chance to fly over there to see bomb damage and stuff? And
after the war ended, yes,
Yeah.
the leadership very graciously said that we could fly all the ground personnel to see Paris from the air,
Yeah.
or ground damages and so forth.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. I guess whoever I don't even know who the general was. It was Spatz or somebody. But it was a good gesture and allowed the ground people to see what was done.
What you guys did? Yeah.
Yeah. Flew around the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah. That would be fun.
And then just going over the countryside.
Sure. Yeah. Did you fly over German cities?
I imagine,
Yeah.
you know, you're going over France and you're riding around and you're going from place to place.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
went over Germany, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a navigator, he could tell you, yeah, you're over this or that. But
Sure.
we didn't have that.
Didn't have a navigator. Yeah.
Sightseeing.
Sightseeing. Sure. Yeah.
See, like if you go on a bus here,
Yeah.
the man tells you here is this and here is that,
Yeah.
and the history.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have that.
Yeah. Well, it was a sightseeing trip, so you don't really need a navigator.
Yeah, what you see is what you get.
There you go.
And but it was nice.
Yeah.
Allow the people. Yeah, a lot of noise.
Yeah, it's a bus.
It allowed, for myself too. You want souvenirs.
Yeah.
And this gave a chance for the ground personnel to say, yes, I saw Europe, I saw France, I saw
Sure. Yeah.
Paris and Germany.
Yeah.
I was there or flew over. So they go home with some kind of memory, which is nice.
Absolutely. That's good.
Then we tell war stories, you know, exaggerate a bit. What did you do, Dad? What did you do during the war, Daddy? And then you exaggerate.
Yeah. Well,
I guess.
yeah, maybe it was, but just the fact that you were there, that was a big thing. It's the fact that you lived
Yeah.
that life. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And some exaggerate, some, like we heard stories from others that never talked about it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, if you get somebody to listen, as you are, that's fine. Then you come out with a little this and that.
Yeah.
But if nobody asks and nobody's interested, then just remain silent.
It's human nature.
And as I found out, the little I've done, which isn't that much, but listening to others and you say, wow, look at that. They did 30 missions, 35 missions, 50 missions, wow. Yeah. And I don't come near that. So.
Well, you had, what, 21 missions?
21, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's a good amount of missions.
Yeah, it's a fair amount.
Yeah, absolutely.
But when I look at others that we've met in the last few days and hear their stories, and I say, wow, I don't even come close to those people. As the man told you, he said, oh, I was so many milk runs.
Yeah.
Milk runs are when there's no flak, there's no, then you say, and then they wouldn't give you credit. If there's no flak, if there's no thing else,
you get no credit.
That's not a mission. So,
yeah.
So anyway, but just getting the aircraft up in the air and with a bomb load and personnel, I guess that's a big thing. The responsibility to that you know the people involved on the aircraft are on your responsibility, and then you're always worry or think or work to do the best. Airplanes, as we saw last night, that airplane had a wheel that turned, and that's unexpected. So, wait a minute, that pilot, that's not supposed to happen. But that pilot could have wound up in a serious wreck. So the unexpected. And that's what aircraft's about. Even though that aircraft is the latest technology. Yeah. And we had, in hindsight, look at it and say, well, wait a minute, these fabric-covered aircraft built in 35 and but they flew. Hey, people, you got to admire the people of World War I. Yeah. They flew those flaming Falcons, no parachute. Yeah.
Terrible. Yeah. Every war has its challenges, and even today.
Only because wartime brings out the maximum effort, maximum. You push the envelope.
That's right.
You push it to its limit, and that's what wartime does. And so there are hazards out there, and you try to. The schooling tries to cover all those things, but it can't cover everything.
No. Well, you did a great job. I mean, you saved your crew. You brought them back.
Many. Hey, the guy was in the foxhole. The guy was in the Navy, in the sail, in the Merchant Marine. Well, see, it's like, I look at it this way. It's like a team sport, a football team or a baseball team. It's a whole team effort.
Yeah.
They use the word, they overuse the word, and I do too. But basically, it takes a combination of all the services, even the diplomatic corps, the leadership, of course, and planners. It takes everybody to be a winner. To be a loser, that's easy. But to be a winner,
special.
Takes a maximum effort of everyone.
Absolutely.
And everybody contributes. And we enjoy that.
So. Enjoy the freedoms you guys won.
Well, yeah, freedom. Yeah, that's a good word. Opportunity to live as we like, rather than the dictatorship and being restricted to somebody's thinking, evil is or not.
Yeah.
We try to raise a family and we try to give them the values, and that's the key word, to pass on to the new generation our ideals, and I hope they gain by that.
Absolutely. Hopefully. Well, thank you, Al. Thank you for sharing your thoughts.